Hi class, I am Jennifer Wood. I'm the instructor for your Math 082 online class. I wanted to do this little video so I can give you a tour of what is going on in class, and hopefully it'll kind of help you off to a good start. So let's start. Hopefully that you received the syllabus through Canvas or something. So let's go through the syllabus just a little bit briefly. This is my contact information here. You're in either one of these two sections. This is my campus phone number. Most of the time I'm in class, so it's kind of hard to catch me in my office. The best way for you to get a hold of me is my email, so that's right here. And also I am at the Red Mountain campus, which is located at Power Road in McKellips. And so if you do need to see me person to person, you will find me at the Red Mountain campus. The course that we are in is Math 082, and it's the fundamentals of our arithmetic operations. The textbook that we use, the on-campus textbook, it's Basic College Mathematics. Now, you are not required to buy the physical textbook. It is your option if you want to buy the textbook, the physical textbook. What is required is a Pearson MyMathLab account. So I will show you how to get on your Pearson MyMathLab account. Okay, so this just talks about that they use a binder on the on-campus version of this course. You do not need the student organizer that they sell in the bookstore, the big 3-ring binder student organizer. You do not need that, and the physical textbook is optional. To get your MyMathLab account, I'll show you in a little bit. We go to this Pearson MyLab and Mastering, and I'll show you how to get on. Okay, this talks about how to get on the Pearson MyMathLab as well. Okay, so you can read all that. I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because we want to get into the MyMathLab, and I want to take you on a tour of that. Okay, you can use calculators in this class, but not for a while. So chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 10, calculators are not allowed, and chapters 5, 6, 7, 8, and 11, you can use a calculator. Now, I can't police this, so it's kind of on the honor system, but if you use a calculator on those earlier chapters, you're not going to get what you need to get out of this class. And really, it doesn't matter what you make in this class. You want to be able to have the knowledge to be successful in your next class. So just be aware that there are 2 parts of the final exam, one with a calculator, one without. So you want to make sure that you have your basic arithmetic skills, adding, multiplying, sign numbers, fractions, things like that, that you can all do those by hand. Okay, so moving on, email correspondence. Just please put in the subject line, put Math 082 in your name, just so I know that you're one of my online students and I can respond to you in your questions quickly. Online attendance, I know that sounds kind of funny, but you need to be working on your math every day, and you can skip a day here and there, but you really shouldn't skip 2. You should for sure not skip 3 or 4, because then you'll just be underwater and it's really hard to catch up. You should be spending an hour or 2 a day on your class. So if you miss 3 or 4 days, well, now you have to spend 4 to 8 hours to make up, and that's hard to find that kind of chunk of time in our lives to do that. So if I were you, I would schedule out, write it down, put it on your mirror or someplace at home that you can see that, you know, every morning at 5 o'clock you're going to get up and work on your math, or right before you go to bed, or during your lunchtime at work. One of my most successful online students, logged in every day, 11:30 to 12, and I knew that was her lunch hour, and she worked on it every day at work for her lunch hour. So anyway, you can read through the withdrawal policy. If you don't take the first 2 online quizzes, or you don't sign in and work within a 2-week period, then you run the risk of being withdrawn from the class. Okay, always be and contact me if you have a problem, because I can work with you on some things. So always just keep in good communication with me and all your instructors. The daily schedule, I'll show you where that is in MyMathLab, and you should print that off and stick to that, like just really stick to it. Okay. Study plan, I'll show you how to use the study plan. It's 8% of your grade. The bulk of your grade comes from your online quizzes, which is 42% of your grade, and your final, which is 50%. So the online quizzes, you can see here's a breakdown of them and the due dates, and the due dates are also in MyMathLab. And then the final exam is 50%, since most online classes weight their finals very heavily. This is a proctored exam, and you'll have to come into the Southern and Dobson or Red Mountain campus to take the exam. And that won't be till May, so we got some time to talk about that. There's some other things in your that I'll show you in MyMathLab that are not graded, but that will assist you in your understanding of the mathematics. And I'll show you some of those features when we get into MyMathLab. Grades, like I said before, study plans 8%, online quizzes 42%, and the finals 50%. The grading scale is pretty traditional. I don't think there's any surprises there. There's additional resources. You can read about that. Just a little blurb about academic dishonesty, special needs, and our early alert system. And you can read at that at your leisure. Okay. So the rest of this talks about information in MyMathLab, and so you can read through it, but I'm going to go ahead and hop over to it so I can show you how to get logged on and get going. Okay, so you want to I type it in so much it just comes up. It's PearsonMyLabandMastering.com. And so click on that, you'll find this little screen, and once you register you'll click here, but for the first time you have to register as a student. You need a valid email address, the course ID number, and it says access code or credit card. I think most of you you're not going to get the access code because that's something we bundle with the on-campus stuff. So you'll be using credit card, or they'll accept PayPal. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going here. The course ID number, it is on your syllabus down at the bottom of the first page, and it is Wood 20793. And we look at that. It has the course here. Is this what you want? Yep, it is. Now you might already have a Pearson account if you took psychology or maybe I don't know, some other class. A lot of you won't though, so we'll go through and we'll do the create an account. This is an old email I have, so I think I can use it. And that you have to abide by the specifications of a and let's just say my name is Jennifer, since it is. And I'll put Wood. And then you want to do a security system, and then we'll put what town was I born in, and I'll put Mesa. And then You need to accept the license agreement and then create an account, and you're in. Now, if you're ready to pay for it, you can just click here and it'll take a, like I said, a credit card or PayPal. If you're kind of waiting for some financial aid or to get paid or something, you can go ahead and get started in the course, and it will save everything that you do, and you can get a temporary account for 14 days. So it asks you, do you want to get this temporary account? Yep, I do. So it'll take a minute to get you going here, and that didn't take too long at all. Now it says go to your course. That's been a little funky for me a little bit lately, so I would suggest that you just log out and log back in. Okay, so Pearson MyLab and Mastering, and now I'm going to sign in. Okay, so once you log in, then it'll show that you have your temporary access code, and this is your class, so this is our course. This is the home page for our course, and announcements. You might want to check in here for a little while. This always comes up on mine, I don't know why. And so you might want to check those to kind of see the announcements. I'll also send emails to you. That's how most of the announcements will come through. So when you sign up, use a email that you regularly use, okay, that you check. It doesn't have to be your Maricopa email, but just use an email that you check every day. Okay, class resources. Here's the syllabus that I kind of took you through. So if you lose your syllabus, if I were you, I'd print out the syllabus and I would put it in my 3-ring binder so I had it. Several things on here you would want to print out and have handy with you. Okay. Another one is the daily schedule. I would print out the daily schedule and I would have that with me. And actually, if I had a 3-ring binder, I would put it in the 3-ring binder, like the front part, the little plastic sleeve part, so I have this and I see it every day. The solutions manual, that goes along with the ebook, and if you work extra problems out of the ebook, then there are, it comes up here, then there's like the odd number section exercises. You can have the solutions to those. Student organizer, we won't be using that. That's something you use on campus. Don't worry about that. Okay. These two right here, the final exam conversion sheet, I would print that out and have it with me, and that's just something that you can use on the final, and you can use it all throughout the semester. So it's just like a handy reference sheet. And again, this is another handy reference sheet. And it has geometry formulas. So again, that's something that I would print out and have with me handy. And you know, just put it in a little sheet protector or something like that and throw it in your notebook, and then you'll have it if you need it. Okay, so that's our class resources. Okay, so there's a couple of ways that you can get to your assignments, and sometimes that's a little confusing. I think they think, oh, we'll provide these different paths, but sometimes more choices makes us more confused. But I'll try to show you, and as you start playing with it and everything, you're going to find the path that's best for you. Let me just hop out of that and tell you the big picture here. So the big picture, the plan you want to follow is that you watch videos, you read the textbook, the ebook, then you work on the study plan, and then you take QuizMe in the study plan, and you get at least 80% on those, and that will give you mastery points, and so you get those mastery points. And if you've taken all the quizzes and got all the mastery points that you need, then that will allow you to take the chapter quizzes. Once you have like all the work done for chapter 1, and I can see that you got an 80% or more on everything that you did, then I'll open up the quiz for you to take the chapter 1 test or quiz. And then once you finish that for chapter 1, then you repeat, you do that all again for chapter 2 and chapter 3 and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's kind of the big picture that we're working on. So with that in mind, let's hop back over to your MyMathLab. And 2 ways you can do this. You can go into the study plan, and I would do it like this. And here it says answering exercise orientation. So just hit practice, and it will go through and it will really tell you about how all MyMathLab is set up, and you know how you have to answer questions. So it's like, okay, click on the smiley face. Oh, the smiley face is over here, and then check your answer. Good job. It'll tell you how to use the little palette over here. So then once I finish that, I go on, and then here it says which of the following mathematical statements are true. So select all that apply. So sometimes there will be more than one right answer, and both of the D and E are not right. So I want to check my answer. Okay. So as I'm going through, it's giving me little green check marks, and I know I'm doing okay. And sometimes you'll have these little drop-down menus, and to get credit for this question, you must be correct. And so, alright, so I'm cruising along here. You know, answer number 5. And so, I'm trying to get one. Oh, it says, did you notice you know, just any instructions that they want you to have, it's here in blue. Okay. So I'm going to hit continue. And I'm trying to get to one where there is the palette there. Oh, here they want you to continue. You can read all this and continue. And okay, select the picture below that shows the answers are complete, meaning they do not contain any empty blue boxes. So here these contain empty blue boxes. This one doesn't. So that's the right answer. And then sometimes they'll give you a little bit more information here, so make sure you read that. Now here, I want to get to this because I want to show you a few things here, because people get frustrated because it's like, I have the right answer, I know it, but it's not taking it. It's not giving me credit. So listen carefully to this part. Here, this is kind of like a fraction, right? And so I'm going to click on the fraction. But here I have x squared. Now, we really don't get into anything this in depth in this class, but I'm going to put x, and then I need to have an exponent there. Well, this looks like my exponent. It's like a superscript and squared. And then here I put 3, and then that should work out okay. So then I can check my answer, and it'll tell me good job. Okay. So I want to continue, and okay, there we go. Here, another mistake that students will make sometimes is if they have to put multiple answers in, they need to have their commas in the right place. So if I look here, this one looks pretty good, but okay, so this comma is messed up. This comma is inside the absolute value, so that's not right. And this one looks like it's under the square root sign. So I'm going to say, alright, that one looks the best. And so on this, it tells you some things here about inserting, and you want to make sure that you read all of that, because that is good information. Here, sometimes we might have a tolerance, so any number between 4 and 6, and I might put 4.2, and so it tells me I can put a decimal in, so that's okay. And then I think we're good there. Now, there's also these little these little markers on the number line. You just want to line that up and make sure you got that. And I'm going to run through all of this just because there are a few more things that I wanted for you guys to see. Okay, plotting points. We won't do this too much, and so don't get too concerned about this because we don't do a lot of graphing in this class, but they make you do this in this orientation. So I don't want to freak you out, but you got to do it just for the orientation. And so moving on, this graphing thing, again, we don't do that in this class so much. This is something that you would do in 092 more. And so just, whoops, gotta click and then it'll make the graph. But you just gotta do it for this orientation. Whoop. Let's see, did it want me to make, oh, it wanted me to shade in the region. It wanted me to make it a dashed line. And then to shade the region above the dashed line. Okay, and you know, again, you'd add those all together. I'm gonna see if I can skip that one. This one here, we don't use this in this class, but you know, again, you have to kind of do it for this. I couldn't get it out of this. So once you finish the practice thing, that you can go to Quiz Me, and it will say, do you want to know how to enter your answers? Well, hopefully that's what you learned, and you can say, okay, I'm ready to start, and you can take the quiz. Now, once you take the quiz on this, if you get 80% or better, you will get the mastery point for taking this quiz. Okay, so I do want to leave this because we want to go on. Now, another thing that you can do is once you do the orientation, go on to view all chapters and go to whole numbers. There's no exercises for this first one, so we want to go right into 1.2, and here you can access the videos this way, and this is the lecture component of your class. So I do expect you to watch the video or read the chapter, do something so you get that lecture component. In this, there's 4 objectives, and so she has all the objectives here. The videos are very good. They're by Elaine Martin Gay, who's the author of our curriculum. You can see that the video is about 16 minutes long, so you know, that's not bad for a lecture. If I were you, I would have a notebook right beside me, either a spiral notebook or a 3-ring binder and loose leaf paper, so you can take notes on the lecture. Okay. Once you're done with that, then you can go, and I've done some of these, so you can see they're clicked on, but you can say, all right, these are the things that I've done with the little check mark. So you can go to something that you haven't done and click on it, and it will bring up some homework for you. Okay, so it says write the whole number in expanded form, so you'll want to do that, and then you can just keep on going. When you feel good about, okay, you know, I know this stuff, then you can click Quiz Me, and again, it will give you a little, they're all like 6 questions long, 5, 6 questions long, and you can take the quiz. Once you finish the quiz, then you got the mastery points for knowing those objectives, and then you're done, and you keep moving on. Okay, so if you want to go back to the study plan contents and stay, okay, well now I want to go to section 3 and you know, kind of go through this stuff. Another way you can do is you could kind of quiz, and you have to choose an objective, I believe. you can choose an objective and you can quiz and kind of, if you don't get the 80%, then go back and work the practice me. Okay, so now once you do this for a while, you'll get this populated out, and it will show you need to work on this, you need to work on this, and so hopefully you'll kind of see how that works. If you want to view your progress, you can go through here. These will start to fill out, and you can see how you're doing there. You can view your progress along here. It'd be nice if these could click back, but they can't, so you have to go back to your study plan and then say, okay, I want to go to chapter 2 and work on this or so. Okay, alright, so that's one way you can access the study plan. Another way you can access the study plan is to go to assignments and then say chapter 1 and section 2 of chapter 1. Takes a little second here. And then here, this is nice because it takes you to the video presentation. It also takes you to the ebook, and I like the ebook because, let me see if I can get it up here. Takes you right to that section, and there's little videos in here as well, and so you can go through, and here's the same objectives. This is objective B, and so here's the video on it. You can also do You Try It, and it brings up a little homework problem for you, and you can test yourself and see if you're getting things right. So here it says determine the place value of the digit 5 in the whole number. So 5's right there. It looks like it's in the 100,000s. I can check my answer. Good job. So it's like, okay, I'm on the right track. And you can just go through the section like this. Now this is a great way too to go through and take notes out of this to make sure that you really understand this material. Okay. Alright, and then here, when you're done with that, you can go to your study plan. So this is a second way to get to your study plan. I'm just showing you that. Now, the things that are not clicked, you can work on, and you don't necessarily have to do all of them, but you have to do enough to where you really understand what's going on. And again, the idea is to, after you feel like you're confident in that, you can go quiz me. Now if you click on this and you get this, it says please choose a specific objective from the study plan. Right here is what they're talking about from the drop down menu. Then I'm going to go, okay, so I want to do this one because that's one I haven't done yet. And then you can go quiz me, and I'm ready to start. And it will give you the 5 or so questions, 5, 6 questions that you need to master this topic. Okay, so once you have all the things mastered in section 1, then, like I said, I would I don't think I said this before. I would suggest you go to the test prep videos. May take a little while to load up, but this is a great way to test yourself to see if you're ready to take the test. And you could just print this out. I think I would print it out, and I'm going to give you the answers to these. I'll just email you the answers so you can check them real quick. And so do this page, check your answers, and if you get any wrong, you can go back to this. And like if I got number 3 wrong, I could click on this little, it looks like a little speaker thing to me, but I could click on this, and the author of our curriculum, she goes through and she explains how to work the problem out. So I think that's really great. It's pretty rich curriculum in my opinion. Okay. So once you've done this, you're ready to take the quiz over chapter 1, and again, you'll just have to email me, and I'll email you a password that will allow you to get in and take the chapter 1 quiz. Okay, and then we'll progress through the class just like that until we get to the final, and then you come in and take the final, and hopefully all will be well. The key to passing this class, I cannot emphasize enough, the key to passing the class is you doing your work every day. Find a time to do your work every day. Some people like to do it first thing in the morning, like I said. Some people can't get to it until they put kids or get home from work at night, put kids to bed or whatever. When I had little kids and I was going to school, my study time was unfortunately from 10 o'clock at night till about 2 o'clock in the morning. And it was rough. It was pretty, you know, morning rolled around pretty fast, but that was the only time I could do it. So, you know, you gotta just bite the bullet and do it sometimes. Trying to think if there's other things here. If you want to email me, you can. I've populated with my family just because I was playing around with the class. But if you want to email me, you add that, and you can email me anything, and I'll respond to you. And that's probably the easiest way, because if you're in your MyMathLab, then whoopsie, if you're in your MyMathLab, then that would be the quickest way to do it. Okay, so I can't think of anything else right now. If you have any questions that I didn't answer in this video, please email me or call or drop by if you have to, but emailing is probably the easiest, and let me know. And then, you know, I'm sure there's something that I missed that I could tell the whole class, so if you have a question, it'd probably benefit your classmates as well. So I look forward to having you in this class, and just let me know if I can help you in any way. This is doable. This is doable. You can do it if you dedicate the time every day. That is going to be the key to being successful. So, good luck, and keep in touch with me. Hope you have a great semester.